You are listening to CLOP, the Clop. This is the Clop. Hello, Gamer Chads. Talking to Kiana Del Rio? Probably? She won't accept drinks, but like, unless she was accidentally at the bar. She's not at the bar, she's at the fitness club. No, she is at the mall. She's not gonna accept a drink at the mall.
What a day.
What a day. Have a muffin. Wow, this is gonna be awful. No food or drink.
I need to delicious.
Okay, let's go. Let's go on the date. Hell yeah. So I see the appeal of not having heart necklace and having this instead. We're getting 100 sentiment easily. We don't need this one. Although it would probably help. I feel like this is just better. Actually, let's put this back on. This will save us from a tight spot, I think. Anyways, last episode I left off, I let it run kind of long, almost 20 minutes, because I'm not done talking. I can't think of a game that came out that was like genuinely just a banger if it was made by a AAA studio. I don't buy AAA games anymore because they're just not good. And I think about it more and more, and I realize that there are a lot of things that are not good.
I'm glad you asked me out. This is beautiful.
There are a lot of things that are not good, and they're not good because... Let me think. Where was I going with this?
That's really sweet of you.
There are a lot of games, or there are a lot of things, and there are not just games, There are a lot of media things that are coming out that are just not good, and they're not good because they're not incentivized to be good. And I'm not really aiming my critique towards indie developers like smaller companies or foreign companies, although foreign companies are not exempt from this idea. They're not exempt at all.
Thanks, man. Right on.
Where was I going with this? It's only the only offenders are the large companies, and this is not really exactly applicable to this situation, but it's the same idea. These companies are too large to fail, right? They're too big. Like, they can suffer a few bad years or a few bad games and still be completely okay. And does that sound like competition to you? Does that sound like something that will make things better? Or lead to people trying new ideas for the better in general? To me, it doesn't. It sounds like a recipe for a bunch of terrible, uninspired games that no one wants to play. No one wants to sit down and enjoy like they did back in 2014, 2013. I mean, like, every banger that I can think of is old at this point. Every classic that I can think of didn't come out in the last, like, what, 5 years? Not everyone that I can think of, but a lot of them. A large portion of my list of absolute slappers have not come out in the last 5 years. Right? Like, I'm thinking of, like, Call of Duty 4. I'm thinking of, like, Modern Warfare 2. I'm thinking of Black Ops 1 and 2. I'm thinking of, I don't want to sound like a Call of Duty fanboy, but I'm drawing a blank here. Like, the Halo 3. Like, I remember back in the day, the argument was, oh, Halo better than Call of Duty. No one is making those arguments now. Because they're both terrible. They are both fallen kings. Why? Because they had no competition for the longest time. They were in competition with each other. Neither of them made anything good for the longest time, and now no one talks about them anymore. Because there's no reason to talk about them anymore, because they're not interesting. I talk about them now not because I'm interested in them from a game standpoint, but because they are literal examples of failures as a result of no competition. No competition as a result of the... I'm trying to think of the best way to... The economic system that it grew up under. Like, how can you look at something like... How do I want to do this? Like this?
Dude,
probably?
seriously right now?
Yeah, seriously right now. How can you look at something like what is going on now with... I mean, whether you play games or you watch YouTube, it's the same idea. Both of these companies, or both of these industries, have companies that are too large to be killed by one failure. Or one quarter of failures? Like one season of failures? Or even multiple seasons of failures. They are not capable of going bankrupt. Because they're simply too large to do so. And that doesn't sound like competition to me. That sounds like you just get away with being bad over and over and over again. And people just have to deal with it. They just have to suffer, basically. Not to say that there haven't been good things to come out of the system. Definitely improvements. And I'm not talking about... This is not really like an ethical standpoint. Ethically, there are like... I can't think of a single version of this to come out a complete win. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like from a quality standpoint. I can't think, or there are issues, right, ethically, but like from a quality standpoint, there are a lot of good things to come out of the system. It's just not happening here. and it kind of leads me to a little bit of fear. I feel a little apprehensive thinking about shopping with Amazon. Like, imagine Amazon has no competition for years, has no drive to ever be better than it is now, because it's the number one, it's on top. Why would it have to change? It doesn't. It doesn't have to change because it's not going to suffer regardless. Why did I do that? It's not going to suffer because it's got no competition. Who's going to take away its sales when it has no competition? And it has no competition because it's too good at doing what it does. So, I mean, like, we can enjoy it now. Like, oh, I love 2-day shipping. Oh, I love, Amazon Music. I love listening to whatever. I should unplug my Echo right now so I don't get assassinated. They're gonna listen to me. Maybe they can take a few hints. Maybe they can take a few ideas from your boy. If they haven't already been, I don't know, thought of. I'm not original in any idea here in this topic. Like, these are just like common arguments that you hear all the time. But like, this is the first time I've thought about it. Like, imagine if, oh, I love having 2-day shipping for Amazon. Oh, that's so good, right? And they have no competition, and then all of their competition goes bankrupt because they're too big. And in a few years, they can just do whatever they want. They could be like, yeah, we're no longer doing 2-day shipping. We're now making you pay for 10-day shipping. And you're going to like it. And you're going to pay, for a membership to the website. Not that would happen, but imagine they did that. That's basically what we're suffering through right now. It's like that.
Hey, cut that out.
What was it called? What is that game called? Apex Legends. That Apex Legends thing. Oh, I see that you've spent $200. I guess we'll allow you to pay us $35 more to access this thing that you wanted the whole time, that you were doing it to start with for.
All right.
And that's basically how I see it going. That's my nightmare. Is it being like, ah, I see you've paid your monthly $15 fee for access to our website. We will allow you to now purchase things from us. And then pay additional fees for shipping. Like, imagine if they could get away with that. Right now. If they were like, yeah, we're not really going to suffer because we're too big to fail, so we can just kind of do whatever we want now. That would be a disaster. It would be a nightmare. Imagine JCPenney is now allowed to reopen because I now have to buy my clothes in person because I don't want to pay the Bezos fee, which is a $15 fee per month in order to buy clothes online. It'd be a disaster.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
A disaster. I just got tired of looking at that board. I knew I was over, so whatever. 10 minutes?
Did you
What
take an
a
awesome
tilter.
class or something?
Hey! Stop talking. That's the worst voice line in this game. Stop talking. Anyways. Next episode, Friday episode, we'll talk about, I don't know, more examples other than YouTube and gaming. Although, there are not that many. Other than those two. Those are the biggest offenders. Anyways, I'll see you.